guys, we got USA expansion news. Woohoo! And by the way, check out what car I'm in. All right, take a look. Ooh, I'm in a ES6. Not my ES6. It's the test drive car. I got it for a couple days. And boy, oh boy, am I impressed with this vehicle. You gotta go get yourself one. And in fact, you guys, Americans, you will be able to get a NIO in 2025. That's when NIO is launching in the USA. Now, you won't be able to get this exact car, the ES6. It'll be a NT 3.0 car. NT 1.0 was for China. NT 2.0 was for China and Europe. And 3.0 is for the rest of the world. Nice. So with that said, we got to talk about the challenges that NIO faces if they're looking at officially launching in 2025. And of course, you got to use my invite code LEGPC7. All right, I'm doing a giveaway and I'm going to buy 4 lucky winners official NIO merch from the NIO store under 6,000 NIO points, all right, for 4 lucky winners, and then ship it to you guys. Just download the NIO app, instructions in the description down below, and also you can collect daily login rewards and get free NIO points. So of course, USA expansion, very, very good news. This is incredible news, but this does mean one thing, and one thing that in particular that you guys need to know about is the fact that means NIO is going to be reinvesting a lot of the money into expansion, and NIO won't be profitable anytime soon. All right, and also USA expansion would also require a ton of money as well. Now, they already have a lot of money, and perhaps the NIO China listing next year, when NIO China goes public, that would also give them a big bucket of cash, but that might not be enough, because to expand into the USA, you would have to build a ton of infrastructure. The USA is also a very big country. Import taxes may also be a huge pain in the butt. So the early NIOs that get to the USA might be expensive, all right, because you got to slap on import taxes. And NIO may eventually build a factory there, which I think is the very logical thing to do. But all of this requires money, billions and billions of dollars. That just means that in the near future, we're not going to see NIO become profitable anytime soon. It's probably going to be pushed back another maybe 2 or 3 years after USA expansion. Because even after expansion, they still have to deploy a ton of swap stations, because, I mean, to be honest, it would be very unfair if you did not have access to a lot of swap stations. And you wouldn't sell that many cars if you didn't have that many swap stations. So the very important thing for investors to focus on is growth, expansion, infrastructure growth, rather than profitability, all right? And there will, of course, be dilution down the line. No question about that. There's definitely going to be dilution down the line. And this is how things work. Yes, there will be dilution. You might previously own 2% of the company and then you get diluted down to 1%, but the company may double or triple in size. So your overall value of your holdings, your percentage in the company, the overall value will still overall be greater, if that makes any sense. You own less of the company compared to before, but the company has gotten bigger, and that is still worth more than what it was before. So this is how things operate, guys. And the other big thing to remember is that with NIO launching in the US and people seeing this brand more and more often on the road, and also the stores, and then maybe even buying the car, people are more likely to buy NIO stock because there's more exposure for the company, right? People look at how great the vehicle is. Perhaps they think it's better than a Tesla, which I think, in my opinion, it is. That will create more demand for the stock. Now, the thing you got to know is with Europe right now, the cars are pretty much made to order. So you spec out what you want for the vehicle and you'll get your car in about 4 months. That's how long it takes. Which, if you're ordering some other car, like a Ferrari or something like that, or Porsche, it might take you 1 year. So you might think this is absolutely normal for it to take 4 months. But here in China, especially here in China, everything's so fast paced. All right. You order a NIO, you can get it within a month. I got a referral who's in China, in Xinjiang actually. And, he's getting his car in 10 days. I mean, that's pretty crazy. You get it immediately. So I think when NIO launches into the US, it's also going to be, you can buy inventory car or wait 4 months or even longer perhaps before you can get your NIO. Unless they build a factory there, which I think they should. Now, trying to expand too fast could also be a bad move, especially when NIO's got so much on their hands right now with the sub-brand and also sub-brand as well. The good thing is we know that the sub-brand Alps is just going to be NIO. All right. ED something, but I guess a lot of you guys commented that ED perhaps is not the best name for it. A lot of people here in China also know that ED is not a good name. Reminds them of when they went to the doctor and, was a bit upset when they came back. Hopefully management does not name it ED. But you see, by then, 2025, you're going to have NIO Phone 3. NIO Phone 3, yeah. And probably a lot of other accessories to go along with that. Smartwatch, etc. So you're seeing NIO is actually becoming more and more like Apple. And just like how Apple wants to sell in China, NIO also wants to sell in the States. Now, I guess the big question for you is, if you live in the States, would you buy a NIO if it was available? And let's preface this by saying that it's going to be not so cheap, all right, because of shipping and also taxes. So maybe considerably more expensive than Tesla's Model Y and Model 3. Let's say around this car, right? Hypothetically, right? This car would cost around a little under 50,000 US dollars, all right, if you just convert the value of this in RMB to USD. But would you pay 70,000 US dollars for a car like this? Let me know in the comments down below. Another question is, do you think NIO should expand into the USA? Do you think NIO would get success in the USA having been a Chinese brand? That's something to ponder about. Because just a couple years back, we had this whole anti-Asian movement. And a lot of people still have the whole made in China stigma and think Chinese quality is bad. As always, stay safe, stay healthy. Peace out.